Morning everyone. Today's the day we head to Kangaroo Island. The Prado is packed for its first journey. I'm waiting for Millie to get out and we're going to head off in the next 15 minutes. Kangaroo Island is Australia's third largest island after Tasmania and Melville Island. Over the 2019-2020 summer, Kangaroo Island suffered from a devastating bushfire, killing 2 local people, burning half of the island. This is partly our reason for coming to KI, to help the locals recover. But first, we need to drop in for a lavender scone.
Good morning everyone. We've just stopped off at Emu Bay Lavender Farm. And we're here, I've been dying to try one of the scones, so I've made Luke come here and get some. And we'll go to coffee and then we will head off.
This is the main entrance to Emu Bay Lavender Farm. We didn't actually come this way last time, but this is absolutely beautiful. On a day like today, it's absolutely stunning. The lavender's obviously been recently harvested. Look how good this looks. Oh, a giant scone.
I'm very excited.
So Mills and I are in Stokes Bay, and to get to the beach, you gotta walk through these little hidden rocks up here. Let's find out what's going on. Stokes Bay is a hidden beach on Kangaroo Island with crystal clear water and beautiful sand. But be careful, it's a tight squeeze to get there. Oh, you barely fit through here. I wonder where this goes.
Oh, the water's right up.
Oh, is that? How high up? Oh, really high up. Low tide would have been a bit easier. Oh, okay. That's good timing. Oh. Now that's cool. How good is this area? That is crazy.
Oh, imagine if it was warm enough to swim.
Oh, if this was summertime, this would be the perfect spot to go for a swim. Driving west out of Stokes Bay takes you along a gorgeous road which climbs high into the hills, giving a beautiful view over the ocean and cliffs. We were lucky enough to help save a stuck sheep at the top of this hill.
Oh, yay. Oh, poor Papa.
Mills is having her first drive in the Prado. She's doing really well. She's loving it, I think. It's hard to tell. She's very silent. She's concentrating hard.
Focusing.
So, currently, we're making our way to Billy Goat Waterfall up here. Something like that. And there's a little bit of a 4-wheel drive only track and a nice bushwalk. That's why we're heading up there. Should be nice. As we got closer to the west side of the island, you could really see the damage the fire had done. The trees were like charred bones, but in an ironic way, their death was paving way for new growth and life. Millie and I are starting the Ravine hike. We're all set. Looks like there's one other person doing it as well with us. So how far is that? I think it is 11 kilometers return. Yeah, it's about right. Maybe even less than that.
Maybe actually.
Maybe even 8. It's about 2 hours, maybe. Should be a good time.
Oh, okay.
3 hours return. Beautiful. We'll be faster than that. Wow, this walk's amazing. So we're running along this ravine here, heading to the ocean down there. The hike along the edge of this ravine was stunning. We hiked through knee-high fields of vivid purple flowers and slowly progressed lower into the ravine where the terrain became sandy. Now we're really into sandy territory, and it's almost like a little creek system.
So we just made it pretty much to the end of the ravine hike. We've been following this stream that's pretty much a waterway out to the ocean. So we're gonna take a look.
Look at this. It's amazing. Looking back up the ravine we walked down, amazing. It's just surreal.
Crazy.
The waves crashing in the background are giant. Absolutely terrifying. Look at them. Oh. Don't know if you can tell that in the video, but they are unbelievably big. This is what the Colosseum must have felt like. The biggest flat expanse, dominated by these sand dunes and hills either side of us. It's pretty special. Mills and I are just walking back and have, you know, done the right thing, picked up some rubbish. The crazy thing is that everyone just picked up a little bit of rubbish on their hike or their walk. Wouldn't take too long before all our beaches and oceans would be just a bit cleaner than they were the week before. So remember guys, pick up your rubbish, take someone else's. I'm not expert, but I finally managed to tie up all that rubbish to one little neat,
Lots and lots of knots.
yeah, lots and lots of knots, and tied up into one little bag to carry out of here. Perfect. We have just pulled up to Cape Borda, and there's a Cape Borda lighthouse behind me, behind those trees. Absolutely picturesque up here. Sun's come out, gorgeous. Have a look.
Ooh.
There's the lighthouse, absolutely beautiful, spinning away. Uh-oh. So this lighthouse was one of the first lighthouses you'd see if you were travelling from England to South Australia or Adelaide. This is one of those first lighthouses you'd see after months on a ship. So I imagine there was a lot of smiles when people saw this lighthouse and knew they were only a few days away from dry land and safety. What a gorgeous view from up here.
Cool.
On the way home, Mills and I had one last destination, the Kangaroo Island Brewery. It's day 3, we've just woken up, bay in the shower. Check out that view. The sun is out. It's going to be a pearler of a day. So Mills and I have a bit of a tradition by now. Every morning, we have breakfast, we grab a coffee, we grab our map, and we plan out our day.
I think the plan is we're gonna head down Birchmore. Anyway, we're going down this highway all the way down. We're gonna go into Flinders Chase National Park and see some things there. There's the Admirals Arch and Remarkable Rocks, which are ones that everyone seems to say to go to. So we'll do that, and then we'll walk back. We'll drive back.
Driving through Flinders Chase National Park was stunning. The trees had started to regrow, with their leaves covering them like a fur. The animal life was hard to come by. We had a feeling that we would have seen a lot more just a few years ago. Mills and I have just pulled up to the start of the Snake Lagoon walk. It's absolutely gorgeous. This beautiful field over here. The start of the track's just there. Great little park there. Absolutely perfect. This is in the Flinders Chase National Park, this hike, and this will be our first time in it. It was an absolutely gorgeous drive coming in. Some of the regrowth in those trees is amazing. You see they've been burnt, but they're absolutely thriving and regrowing from top to bottom. It's almost like they're growing hair on them now. It's great to see. The regrowth on this walk is absolutely amazing. We're just walking through fields of these gorgeous purple flowers. Absolutely everywhere, even on the sides of the roads as you drive in. It's absolutely stunning. Millie has spotted the first echidna of the trip.
Oh, he's so cute. Practice your...
Hello, little fella. Yeah, he's over here. This area is just stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's probably the most lush and wildlife rich area I've seen so far on the island, really.
Yeah, it's so quiet.
I think the combination of water and dense undergrowth.
Oh, there's a lizard and it scared me.
Wow, oh, it's a big monster lizard. Oh, we caught that on camera. Wow, he's gorgeous, hey. He's warming up in the sun. It's a monitor lizard. Or goanna. Absolutely gorgeous, hey. I reckon he's been digging up the roots around here, hey. Yeah, we've seen a lot of these holes around here. I think he would have been digging these up. Wow. Millie and I were just saying this reminds us a bit of New Zealand. There's the flowing water and the bridges and the wildlife and even the hilly terrain around us as well. The water here is unbelievably tasty. Just make sure to get it from the flowing parts, not the stagnant parts up here. This is by far one of the best walks on Kangaroo Island. Just starting to see the ocean now along this river. And we can see the sea finally. This spot is absolutely gorgeous. The hike's not too long, but once you get down here, oh my god. Sand is soft, surrounded by caves, and you've got this gorgeous white sand and a beautiful ocean. At the end of the river was a waterfall and swimming hole, perfect for cooling off after the walk down. After our hike, Millie and I head to do some more classic tourist destinations in Kangaroo Island. Look at the view from up here. Woo! Bunker Hill Lookout. This must be that iconic road that you see burnt from bushfires. The drive on the way to Admirals Arch and the remarkable rocks is beautiful, but be careful for the wildlife that likes to warm up on the sides of the roads. Who's there?
There's a couple. There's some down here.
Oh yeah.
And then there's one right on the arch with the seagulls.
Admirals Arch formed over thousands of years of erosion and weathering. It's now home to a colony of fur seals and their pups. Oh my god, there's heaps down there.
There's a baby!
The drive from Admirals Arch to the remarkable rocks was more stunning than the attractions themselves. We didn't stop in to see the remarkable rocks because a busload of tourists just pulled up as we arrived. Now, this is Kangaroo Island's best hidden winery. Springs Road Winery is KI's hidden gem. The wine was amazing, the reviews were great, and the location was tranquil. The other wineries in the island always seem so chaotic in comparison. It does not get much better than this after a day of exploring Kangaroo Island. Come home for a cheese board and some champers and sit outside and enjoy that view. Oof. If you are ever looking for a place to stay in Kangaroo Island, this is the place to go. It's the house on the hill in Emu Bay. For our last day on the island, we wanted to have a relaxing time. We started off the day by exploring Emu Bay and its gorgeous beach. And then we started making our way to our first winery, False Cape Wines.
We have just driven into False Cape Winery after a couple of attempts to get in.
We just saw someone land in a helicopter, so we're a little bit jealous. We might actually just go and ask if they've got a free spot, because that could be quite nice to go home in. It's a gorgeous winery, especially when there's a helicopter parked out the front. Speaking to the pilot, he said they've flown here from McLaren Vale. Not a bad little lunch trip. Not to end on a low note, but Mills and I were a little bit disappointed by the lack of Indigenous history being told on Kangaroo Island. Not to knock KI, but one of the issues is we haven't seen any Indigenous history or culture or acknowledgement of it on the island, and we're just curious about why that is and what's going on and where does the Indigenous history fit into the Kangaroo Island past, because we saw a lot of KI history but not a lot of Indigenous history interwoven with it. So we did some digging and our own research to get some answers, and it's a pretty gloomy past. So what we do know roughly is that Kangaroo Island was inhabited by Indigenous Australians 12,000 years ago, when it was joined to the mainland of South Australia and the water levels were lower before the Ice Age. And then after that, there is signs that it was inhabited by Indigenous Australians, and we can see that in stoneworks and campsites and that sort of thing, and oral history. But since then, when Matthew Flinders and the French fella arrived and colonised the place, they didn't find any evidence that it was inhabited.
Yeah.
So it looks like they died off. However, this is where it gets a bit grim. The colonials, when they were colonising Tasmania first in Australia, would bring Indigenous women over here and use them as slaves and sex slaves and abuse them essentially. And it became a bit of a place where you could bring people and keep them because they couldn't run away. And there's some recorded cases of women and their children trying to swim across the strait to get back to South Australia and drowning. So there's some pretty gruesome history involved.